All right, guys, we're gonna step away from the fishing just for a minute when you join me lakeside while we cook some fish for a change. So we're gonna make a spicy fish pasta dish. A couple little background information. First of all, I cooked the pasta at home, the spaghetti, and then I tossed it with oil, some olive oil, and set it aside. But I also reserved some of the water, and that's gonna be important. That pasta water is gonna thicken our sauce. Let's fire the Camp Chef up, and we're gonna get this pan, start getting that pan hot. It'll get hot in no time flat. It's 30,000 BTU burning. So we'll get a big old squirt of olive oil in there. One little hot chili pepper. We're gonna just basically smash that into this dish. As this oil's coming up to temperature, we'll add some salt. And as soon as that oil gets hot like that, then in we wanna go with a whole bunch of garlic. As soon as it gets going good, and it's pretty close right there, then this is a whole can of crushed tomatoes. So we're gonna add those gently. So we're gonna let that go for just a second, and then the next thing I'm gonna add is the pasta water. I reserved this when I boiled the pasta, and like I said, I recommend you do that as well. And I'm gonna put a pretty good dose of it in here. Probably, maybe a half a cup or a little more. And what that will do is ultimately make this sauce a whole bunch thicker. And I'm also gonna put a pretty good dose of oregano in there. And I also put a little bit of black pepper in there. And then we'll let that simmer down for just a minute. All right, as you can see, it's thickening up pretty good, guys. And the thing we want is with any other fish, you don't want to overcook it. So we're gonna wait till the last, basically I want the sauce to be totally done, as thick as I want it and everything else, because a fish is gonna cook in like 3 or 4 minutes. Next thing we're gonna add is a bunch of olives. And these are just olives that I quartered. They're delicious. I love olives. But we're gonna add a few of these, not a whole bunch. Big chunks of white bass, and I just chunked them up, took the red meat out of them because they are gonna be cooked into a dish like this. And at this point, we're gonna gently pour all those in there, and that fish is gonna cook in just a matter of minutes. It's not gonna take very long. So as soon as you can poke it with these tongs and it'll come apart, you know it's done. So we're gonna put a pretty good handful of that flat leaf parsley in there, probably, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of fresh chopped parsley. So guys, here's your test right here. Watch this. I can take this piece of fish and I can flake it with my tongs. See that? Now I know for sure it's done. So we'll let that break down into the sauce just a little bit. And then we're gonna go in here and put some of this pasta in here. And I'm gonna be careful about this. And we'll stir it in. Probably should have used a little bit bigger pan in this particular case, guys, but we'll stir some of this in there. And again, because I tossed it with olive oil before I put it in here, it didn't all stick together. We'll toss this down in, mix it back in real carefully, and this dish will be done. Okay guys, the fish is done, the pasta's come up to temperature. So the last thing I'm gonna do with this is hit it with a tiny bit more flat leaf parsley and a little bit of fresh Parmesan cheese that I grated at home. And you can see it's not the kind in the can that's not even real cheese. This is real Parmesan cheese, little snowflakes from heaven right there, people. And now I mix that all in, and that is your entire spicy fish pasta dish. So we'll put the recipe at fishfulthinker.com if you would like to check out that recipe. We'd love you to do so. It's really simple. It begs for improvisation. If you don't like olives, or black olives, you could put green olives, whatever. You can mix it up for sure. But it's spicy, a little bit salty. Just a really good use of any kind of fish you might have around as well. So like I said, fishfulthinker.com for the recipe. And we appreciate you guys watching very much. If you want to join the conversation on social media, we would appreciate that as well. Otherwise, we hope you'll tune in, and we'll see you next week. Now I gotta eat.